just wanted to give you another image of that in the middle there is 3i Atlas. So this is concentrating on one up here. So these were the images, 30-second exposure, 60 gain. Now this did not have the astro filter on it. Okay, while taking these, and these are images from the 21st of November 2025. So this was obviously one of my first attempts, which I did do it hasn't seemed to do that well on all of them, but it's got quite a lot. I think I'm missing a file. So somewhere in here I have saved the log just in case, so I can send it to maybe an astronomy to have a quick look to see why it didn't take, because I cannot create the so-called star mask, which should be in here with the starless light. So I'm just going to show you this. So this is actually the comet stack. So it's taking away all the stars. So the trail has still not been done correctly yet. So it's not the actual comet stack, but to do that, I need to have the steps. I have to see if I can do it in a different way. But yeah. So I wanted to do this while I was on here because I think I can use the file. Let me just check this lights fits. There we have it with the thing. So let me just go in here. Sorry for this if I have to keep on thinking. Stars fit. So here we have the stars actually from that, and we can see the Atlas just in there. I cannot. Here we go. No. But this is in between these two stars here. Okay, so this is the area. I'm just going to show you that if we go into a negative view, there we can definitely see a trail. I don't know all the exact terminology here, so I've been listening to Ray. Oh my god, thank you so much, Ray. I don't know who doesn't like your videos. I cannot understand that. I think it's great listening to you and all the information you provide. Excellent. I cannot go into that depth. So I'm still new to this. I've only been doing it a couple of months, but there we go on that one. Now so we can get a different kind of look at this, so we can let me do it differently. This is so sensitive. There we go. Okay, I managed to do it. So we've got the comet here in the middle, or 3i Atlas in the middle, and these should be other stars, right? So if I take the black white off, we actually go through the different colorings here, so we can see these should be stars. But we don't see it here. We're going again, and again. No, there's not one red or any kind of pixel except blue visible, and even with the tail here, look at this, you can see back there. So this is why we can see these green pixels here, and it's still very green in these images. This is from November. So let me just go back out, and what I wanted to do actually is show. Oops, here we go. We made. I think it will be this one. No, is it this one? No, there's this one. Now I'm going to try and show you how, if I plate solve this. So one of those should be Leo somewhere there. Let's get all this. Here's all correct. So we run this. Solving plate failed and not in line with the reference stars. Okay, so we take out Leo. We'll just go get metadata from image. Click OK. So this on this is a local overview. Channel 1 for noticing from image. Fetch when we get so many clouds. Flipped. So all the information there, so that should be correct. Oops. So with that, I can then show you the star. I think so. This image needs to be flipped, as far as I know. So it is a horizontal mirror. There we go. So there we go on that. So I'm still getting on to the next steps. As that one file's missing, I'm gonna have to go and see why not. But I'll go into another day. I still have 300 images to stack, which will be 2 sessions of 150. Because the max I can do is, what I found out, is 200. I've already exceeded that once, trial by error. So I'll be doing a 150 stack, seeing how many come out of that. The really cool thing is what I've seen here, what astronomy added in, is a time lapse, right? So it hasn't worked that well on this one, but I did include in my video, previous video, one which did. So I still need to know why this is not optimal, but getting there. Everything at once. Rome wasn't built in a day. So we'll leave that one out. And this I would like to show you because, let me see this one. There we go. This one I did manage to get okay. Okay. For everyone, this is say hello to A6 Lemmon. This was taken on the, need to check, 31st of October 2025. I remember this was actually probably one of my first Comet attempts. So I was so happy when I've been going through all these processes of trying to learn of how to stack a Comet and seeing astronomy. I think it was this Comet. I'm not sure exactly the same one, but actually see it, the finished thing, and I could go along with it. This is why I dropped 3i Atlas for a couple of hours of the weekend to try and do this, because yeah, just to see if I'm doing the right steps. If you don't know what the end result is supposed to look like and how you get there, it's kind of difficult to understand the process. So I think I've done a pretty decent job. I would love people to comment to tell me if you think so too. This is in the auto stretch, so in the linear we're going to see it like that. I did put this in, well, I didn't put this image. I put that one on my previous video, but this is then the actual Comet stack. Astronomy, you're awesome, dude. Nice. Thank you so much for making that possible. I will be definitely getting around to buying you a coffee at some point, because yeah, I love it. So yeah, on that one, as we can see here on the right, we have a star mask lights, which is then the stars which are going to be there in the background, and a starless light, so that is the comet before it got flipped and processed, right? So I just thought this was absolutely fascinating to see that. So if we put it in the linear, look at that. It's so cool. So cool. So I also want to say thank you for Dwarf Labs, because without this device, Dwarf 3, I paid for it, by the way. It's I just I've just been so happy to get into this, be able to get into all this. I love photography. And I always enjoyed making videos, nature videos, or seeing stuff going on, and especially when you can capture certain sceneries with the panorama photos, which was possible, which I've shown. It's just so yeah, diverse. Is that a word for it? Maybe. When you can take it here, there, and everywhere, and then you can do it home, and you can get pictures like this. I know it's not. So here was actually the crop comet. So it was comet star. No, sorry, wrong one. There was the stack. It was the comet stars. That one there. Look at that. And this is just the background. So these two need to be combined. this is what I'm struggling with, because they will not, this one I cannot stretch, I think, to get the proper result. So I don't have it in here. I don't think I tried anymore yesterday, but yeah, as I say, I just wanted to show that the process I'm using works on that. And this is the latest on 3 Atlas, so you can see the difference of how far away this thing is. Well, I think, because Lemmon, I'd have to look, I don't know which distance we were at there, but this is just extremely small, let's say, in scale, if you look at that. So, hope you enjoyed this brief talk through. I do have plenty more, as you can see, maybe over here where somebody's noticed. I still have the fourth process. I have to say the 300 images, but can I show you something here? This was the results. Oh yeah, this was an interesting one. So this one I haven't managed to align yet, but I could, just looking over, keep on doing that. So when we see this star over here, I'm going to zoom in between. This is 3i Atlas, but what this thing is, which is elongated as well, which is up front, I'm not sure. So this image is from the. Just check again, show everybody. So these were the original lights, 30-second exposures, 60 gain. Also again without the astro filter. And this was from the 21st of the 11th. So as you can see, this is a star. They're all locked onto, but not this one. And this one is 3i Atlas. So let me see if I have in the process light switch bias stacked. Starless lights. So there, it's obviously already been split. Once the star mask is missing again. So here is the light switch, but that. Oh no, this isn't the one. I went in the wrong one. What happens when you have two open? Because this is the active one I was just working on at the top from a different date. These are on an external hard drive, so just loading it. This was the image I was talking about at the beginning. Reloaded, it needs to be done again, so. But let me just see if I have, look how many files in here. There's a lot more. Biases, changes, all the different files. There's a caja there, so there was obviously been something the same because it was too many. Dark knobs, light sequence, flats, conversion, lights. So we only have them as a sequence here. It wasn't saved as a file to look at, so these could have been saved. So I have to redo these again. They've just noticed the problem I've created for myself. Now I know why it didn't work. Saved it as a sequence and not as a file, unfortunately. That sucks. That was quite a long time. Okay, how many images were there? And the light. 336. Okay, so they would have missed out anyway. So I can split those into two, do them again. Ooh, okay. Here was the result again from that day. Oh, this is the flipped image, yeah, so it's going the right way around. Just solve this one. Oh, let's see. There's plate solver. Metadata. Go. So here we have rear. I think it's rear. So this one we can again just go through the processing, geometry, horizontal mirror, so we have the north in the right direction. Please comment somebody if that's necessary or not. It would be nice to know. So here we have the data. But here we can definitely see. I'm going to try and zoom in again here in between the two. But as you can see, elongated, okay? And it's also elongated. So the stars have been stacked correctly. So in the process, as soon as the stars are done first, right, it should give me a starless version, which will be these two objects, which we get to see here, which I should have starless. Right? So this hasn't been flipped. So, but why don't I see it there? It must be here somewhere. Anyway, as I have to reprocess that anyway, I will be posting that. This is just to say, wanted to show you, show you some of the illustrations. 8th was pretty cool, by the way. This was at a lot of images from here at 30 seconds. This one, no, stars fit, wrong one, sorry. Starless, the star mask was correct. Final, comets, dark. Let's see this one. Oh yeah, it's pretty cool. I don't know why. This is what happened with the stretch on the background. So when the two images, before I can actually finally export it to go into the final processing of it, the one image which has to go, the two image which we have to go together. I get the first one, so-called stretched. I still have to learn to do why thing. I'm using parameters which have been provided, which is on actually A6 Lemmon. So obviously the parameters need to be different for this one. I just don't know what they are, and trial and error is kind of sucks because it just messes everything up. If you save it, oh my god, a lot of time gone so far. So this is the comet here. There we can see. I didn't. This should be the. I'm not even going to come up with any terminology. At this part here, I'd say it was the front, and this looks like the tail on it, if you ask me. So let me see if I can just get you a crop comet stars. This is before, I think so. That's a little bit before they got put together. So that's what the stars look like, and that one is supposed to be the one at the front, or vice versa. And this is then what that looked like before it got to that. So stars always look kind of funky in my. Okay, that's everything. So we can just go in and see. Okay, one more. This was the attempt of all of them. This was too many. Sequence, comet, start, fit. Get a result. And there we can see the comet. Comet stars, version, comet start thing. I don't see the lights one we didn't copy in here. So that lights one is comet dark light it. There it is. So this is where the stars have been aligned and the comet not yet. So this is a tail. So the stars are not moving, they've been stacked that way. So this just needs to be aligned as well, and then it becomes more of a dot, a concentrated dot, and the stars are dots as well. They're single dots as well. Nothing is streaked. Okay, so this is why this is not that easy. Again, starless before, and then afterwards, when the comet's been stacked, it looks like that. Okay. I think that's enough. Oh, let me just show you this one as well. This was pretty cool. I also, of course, I did R2 SWAN. Still looking. I don't know. I'm not sure about this one. Didn't something was different. I got the lights fits here. There we go. Look at that. Let me try and get in there. Oops. Yep. Hope you enjoyed this info. And hope you enjoy the videos. Please comment, share. Let people see this is a thing. As I say, this has been taken with my personal Dwarf 3 telescope. No other people have touched this. So it's clean data. Okay. Hope you enjoy.